Dre, in the first half, you pretty much, the team wasn't doing good offensively, but it seemed like you put the team on your back offensive and did what it needed to do, and then the rest of the team caught up with you. What did you see in the first half to bring you guys together to close out the first half?
I just tried to make sure I was aggressive throughout the whole game. If that's rebounding, scoring, anything. I saw they didn't really have a big like that, so I started off shooting treys, and then I missed two, and then I got back in the paint because I started dominating a little bit in the paint. So just the lock-in part that we locked in first half and closed it out.
Alex, it's kind of like when all else fails, turn to you and have you turn it up on defense. Is that kind of like, I mean, you had 7 steals, but there was like a stretch of like 2 minutes where you had 3 steals that all turned into buckets. And you guys didn't take the lead in that moment, but it was the spark kind of that you guys needed. So, is that how you feel? Kind of like when nothing else is working, just let you go to work?
Yeah, pretty much. I just saw the flow of the game. Things wasn't looking well for us, like just overall. And I had some energy left in me that I didn't exhaust, so I wasn't going to leave the facility with energy left in me. So I just played with everything that I had. And, I've been in college for a while, so I just use a lot of angles that I know and just a lot of things and tricks and trades of defense that I know, and I just exhausted all the energy I had while doing that. So it played in our favor today. And, my teammates, they know how I can get defensively, so they read everything right, and it just executed well.
At that moment, Alo, is it? Body language is bad. As someone who's been around, are you reading is that it? You're reading the situation,
yeah, definitely reading the room, reading the situations at hand, seeing us maybe sometimes in huddles not as positive as we should be, just from a togetherness standpoint. From frustration, from just seeing the other team just turn up and get hype on us. So just seeing that, and I just always want to, pick up where everybody else is not, doing so well at. So we was kind of all over the place, but I just wanted to show myself defensively to help the team.
This question is for both of you all. What was kind of like the reason for like the slow start in the first half?
It wasn't anything specific. They was 7 for 14 out their first couple of shots from 3. So they did make shots. I felt like we started off on the run early. We was up at least 8 points, and we kind of let that go. So it wasn't anything that they did specifically. We just kind of got lackadaisical and bad closeouts. They made a lot of tough threes early on that we didn't expect them to make. So. That's just basketball. It's high level, high major ball. Not anything specific. They just made tough shots that we actually live with.
This question is for both of y'all in the back, way in the back to the right. Yeah, there you go. You guys went on that 22-0 run in the second half to take the lead. Coach Hardaway kind of talked about needing the strength in numbers and rotating bodies in and out. How hard is it to maintain the level of energy to play the intense defense that y'all had in that second half to come back?
I would say mentally, it's hard, but if you put your mind to it on just continue to put pressure on guys, and that's what we do. That's Memphis basketball. We pressure guys and make them turn it over. And if you stay locked in on that, you can do it. So coaches continue to preach to all of us, strength in numbers, that, if you come off the bench or you start, just come in with the same energy.
Alex, in between games, how are your bench guys kind of handling you got to bring it on both ends messaging in order to see the floor? And then by the same token, how do you see Penny kind of, struggling with the battle of tightening the rotation versus wanting to involve everybody if they do bring it?
It's just first off, it's just you got to play the Memphis way. One thing Coach specifically said one of the last practices is that this is the city team, and if you're not playing to that perspective, as in I'm playing hard for Memphis, I'm playing hard for the city, I'm playing hard for the fans, then it'll be tough for you to play here. So it's just you just have to play with a lot of passion, and then I feel like you will be fine, and just let the city know that you here 1,000 and not just here for a moment. Like, this is something special, and if you're gonna play with Memphis, you just got to play the Memphis way and let everybody know that I'm playing Memphis basketball for the city. So I feel like we had pretty much everybody on board with that today, and the rotation where everybody was able to play. So that'll kind of pretty much predict the minutes. Just trying to play the Memphis way, and just let the city know that we're giving it our all for them.
This question for both of y'all. Alo, you kind of said lack of togetherness, at times in that first half, and Penny said something similar. This team was very much together, I guess, from the outside looking in against some of the best teams in the country, Alabama, Auburn, whatever. That was less than a month ago. What's changed? What has caused the lack of togetherness at times?
Nothing specifically changed, just injuries here and there. And once a guy goes out and comes back, we're just trying to mesh that back in. And it's anything personal. It's more so of just not playing on the court with each other as being together because of the injuries. And one practice, we might got 2 guys out that play a lot. And it's just be small things like that. Pretty much from the mindset, the brotherhood is the closest and still the same. Just more so when injuries and when guys sit out and come back, we just try to find a way to keep the same camaraderie and chemistry. That's pretty much what I meant by that.
For Alo again, when you do the steals in the second half, is that will to win? And if so, where does that will come from?
That's most definitely will to win. That will just comes from just everything I've been through, just growing up in the city of Memphis in general, just knowing the history here, seeing all the all-time great guards, all the all-time great teams, just seeing everything, how involved that the city is, that the fan is, and watching the games. And it's just, man, I know everybody's watching, so I just want to leave it all out there on the court and just try to do something special, especially defensively.
Hey, Alo, I know this is a short turnaround. You get to go down to Orlando in a couple of days. You get a day off. You get to pack one day to practice for them. You know how hard it is to play down there. What do you say to your team to make sure that you guys do what you need to do to get off, because you know that animosity they're going to face going in from tip-off, to make sure you match their energy to start the game so you don't have to come out of a hole?
Just the same thing that we always preach. Coach Penny does a great job of keeping everybody locked in and keeping us with the right mindset of things, but to make sure we just tell the guys, get a lot of treatment, watch a lot of film, own up to the mistakes that we make and accept coaching. That's something that I'm going to preach to the team, and I got to do a better job of being a leader with that. And, we'll pretty much take care of everything else if we just listen to coach and just follow through. And like I said, play like we're playing for the city's team.
All that stuff that you just said, is that so Penny was in here earlier and he said that he's not confident necessarily that the second half team out there is ready to be the team that's like what you're going to get every time out on the floor every half. Is all that you just said, is that like what you're going to have to do to make sure that second half performance is what you're going to get?
Yeah, some things is, it's out of coach hand. It's on the players. It's like me, Deandre, Kendrick. Sometimes we might have to just be a little more involved, communicating with the guys and letting each other know like this is the way, and just show that passion. And like once you leave it on the floor and you lead the right way, everybody else will follow, and everybody will shine together. So that's just something that we got to show coach so he can be more confident. He's doing everything that he can, so it's pretty much on us, on the leaders, and that's the point of us coming back. We're fifth-year seniors, so we got to show coach that we got his back that way.